Robots are emerging as the latest battleground in big tech.
But one company is already taking it to the next level. Figure has announced a new funding round today as it pushes forward on its development of its autonomous humanoid robot.
The world has seen its fair share of robots before, but this one is different. It's capable of doing things that most robots can only dream of, and that's why everyone can't stop talking about it. This isn't just about a machine doing cool tricks, it's about the future. This robot is a peek into what could be the next big step in technology. But what makes this humanoid robot so special? Why are countries like the US paying so much attention?
Humanoid robots are so hot right now. With several companies in fierce competition, including titans of tech, we're exploring what the future could hold for these marching metallic mechanisms made in our image.
Well, join us as we investigate what this new humanoid robot can do, why it's such a big deal, and what it means for the future. The birth of a new era in robotics. Just when everyone thought they had seen everything, China unveiled a humanoid robot that's making the world stop and stare, and it is none other than the Star One. Why is the world so shocked? Let's back up for a second. You've probably heard of Atlas, the famous robot from Boston Dynamics. It's been the shining star of humanoid robots for a while, known for its amazing stunts like running, jumping, and even backflips. People all over the world were amazed by what Atlas could do, but then came Star One from Robot Era, and suddenly, Atlas doesn't seem so special anymore.
Forget clunky robots from the movies. China just unveiled a cutting-edge training ground for humanoid robots.
Is Star One really better? What makes it so incredible? And why is this robot getting so much attention, especially in the US? China's latest creation is not just another robot to show off at a tech event. It's designed to push the boundaries of what's possible, making even the most advanced machines look outdated. When China revealed Star One, its new humanoid robot, people couldn't believe their eyes. It wasn't like any robot people had seen before. This robot was something new. It stood up straight, walked, and moved just like a human. It didn't just stand still or look robotic. It acted like it was alive. For years, people have been hearing about robots that could act like people, but now, China has made one that could do just that. It wasn't just a machine, it felt like a person. The way it moved, the way it responded, it felt like a real human was standing there. People watching were amazed. Could this be the beginning of something big? For so long, America had been the leader in making robots, but this new robot from China was showing that the future of robots might be changing. The idea of creating something that could walk, talk, and perform human-like tasks has been a dream for scientists and engineers for decades. But now, this dream is becoming a reality. China has been investing heavily in technology for years, with a specific focus on artificial intelligence and robotics. The country aims to become a global leader in these fields, and it's clear that they're moving quickly to make that happen. This new humanoid robot is one of the fruits of this ambitious push. At the heart of this technological advancement is a huge team of engineers, researchers, and designers working tirelessly to build something that could transform the way people live. Naturally, Star One's release has sent shockwaves through the tech industry in the US. Boston Dynamics Atlas was considered the gold standard.
Swiveling its body around to face the camera with a glowing head that resembles a ring light, and then turning and walking out of frame.
But now engineers and policymakers are scrambling to catch up. There's a growing realization that robotics is more than just a technological race. It's a battle for economic and military superiority. Some American companies are doubling down on innovation, accelerating projects to counter Star One's success. Meanwhile, government officials are discussing policies to boost robotics research, offering grants and incentives to ensure the US stays competitive. Countries around the globe are paying attention to what Star One can do, and some are eager to partner with China to gain access to similar technology. They have taken robotics beyond simple machines that do repetitive tasks, and now they are aiming for robots that can think, learn, and interact in ways humans do. This particular humanoid robot, designed and developed by a group of Chinese scientists, is not just a product of years of hard work. It shows the growing capabilities in AI and robotics. The robot's body has been created with high-tech materials that make it flexible and durable. It can walk, sit, and even perform complex movements, much like a human would. What makes this breakthrough even more impressive is China's speed. While other countries have made advancements in robotics, China is speeding ahead with its latest creation. The development of this humanoid robot has stunned many in the robotics community, as it pushes the boundaries of what robots can do. The humanoid robot that's breaking boundaries. This is not a drill. Star One is here, and it's redefining the future. It's sleek, powerful, and most importantly, it's fast. At first look, you might think it's just another high-tech creation, but trust, this robot is different. Star One was developed by a team of Chinese engineers who've spent years perfecting it, and they've finally cracked the code to what was once impossible. While most humanoid robots like Boston Dynamics' Atlas have amazed us with their agility, Star One takes it a step further. It's built to move like a human, but even better. Think about all the things humans can do: walk, run, jump, and even dance. Now imagine a robot that can do those things, but faster, more smoothly, and with more precision. That's Star One. The shocking truth? Star One could outclass Atlas in almost every way. Let's break it down. The engineers behind Star One wanted to create a robot that didn't just look good in a lab, but could actually do things in real-world situations. Atlas, despite all its cool features, still struggles in some environments. It can fall or trip when dealing with unexpected challenges, but Star One? It's designed to handle all kinds of obstacles. Whether it's uneven terrain, a crowded space, or even handling delicate objects, Star One can do it all without breaking a sweat. Think Atlas was impressive? Star One just raised the bar. Take a look at the flexibility of Star One. Unlike Atlas, which sometimes struggles with precision, Star One has the ability to manipulate objects with incredible finesse. It can pick up fragile glass, assemble complex structures, or help out in a factory setting, without dropping anything. The secret? Star One's AI is powered by some of the most advanced algorithms in the world, allowing it to learn and adapt much faster than any previous robot. So why does Star One matter, and why should the world care? Well, this robot is game changer in every sense. Robots are no longer just futuristic concepts from science fiction movies. They are becoming real, and they're stepping into the world, ready to tackle the challenges people face. Star One, for example, isn't just something you'd see in a lab or as part of a flashy tech demo. It's designed to be useful in real-world situations. It could transform industries, help in emergency rescue operations, assist in healthcare, or even lend a hand in everyday tasks.
Imagine a humanoid robot that could work to save lives after disasters and avoid more serious consequences.
Star One has also claimed the title of the fastest humanoid robot in the world. It's not just fast, it's revolutionary. With a top speed of 8 miles per hour, Star One leaves its competitors in the dust. Now this robot can outrun many human runners and still go through challenging terrains with ease. Robot Era chose the Gobi Desert, a rugged and unforgiving terrain, as the testing ground for Star One. The scene? 2 nearly identical Star One robots sprinting through the Hexi corridor. One was equipped with specially designed sneakers, while the other ran barefoot. The result was clear. The robot with sneakers performed better, leveraging the cushioning and grip to gain an edge over its twin. But what really stood out wasn't just the footwear. Star One's ability to maintain its speed of 8 miles per hour over 34 minutes on diverse terrains, gravel, grasslands, and even mountain trails, was something no other humanoid has achieved. This performance shattered the previous record held by Unitree Robotics H1, which clocked in at 7.4 kilometers per hour. Star One didn't just break the record, it redefined what humanoid robots are capable of. Standing at 171 centimeters and weighing 65 kilograms, Star One is a perfectly engineered runner. Its legs are powered by advanced electric motors, controlled by precision AI, allowing it to sprint with efficiency and balance. Star One's closest competitors, like Boston Dynamics Atlas, Agility Robotics Cassie, and Unitree's H1, pale in comparison in terms of speed. While Atlas is renowned for its agility and balance, its maximum speed is a modest 3.4 miles per hour. Cassie, though impressive with its unique legged design, maxed out at 9 miles per hour, but didn't feature a fully humanoid body.
Cassie, like Atreus, is always actively balancing, and Cassie, like Atreus, lacks any outward-looking sensors and is effectively blind to the world.
Unitree's H1 previously held the humanoid speed record at 7.38 miles per hour, but now bows to Star One's unmatched pace. The speed and endurance of Star One make it ideal for scenarios where quick, efficient movement is critical. Robot Era envisions this humanoid tackling disaster relief missions, construction tasks, and even military operations. Imagine Star One navigating rubble after an earthquake, delivering supplies, or aiding in search and rescue missions. Could robots like Star One replace human workers? Over time, people have wondered if robots like Star One could possibly replace the human workforce. This is a huge question that's been floating around as humanoid robots gain popularity. It's true that robots like Star One could take on certain tasks that are dangerous, tedious, or repetitive, but does that mean they will take human jobs? Not exactly. In fact, robots are likely to work alongside humans rather than replace them entirely. For instance, a robot like Star One helps in a warehouse, moving heavy boxes and sorting packages. It might be fast and efficient, but it still needs a human to supervise, manage, and ensure everything runs smoothly. Humans and robots working side by side could make industries safer and more productive. Robots could also do the tough jobs while humans handle the creative ones. One of the things robots excel at is handling repetitive, dangerous, or physically taxing tasks. But they aren't creative in the way humans are. They can't brainstorm new ideas, form emotional connections, or come up with out-of-the-box solutions. That's where humans will continue to shine. By taking over some of the more mundane tasks, robots like Star One allow people to focus on more creative, high-level work. Think of it as teamwork, with humans doing what they do best, and robots handling the heavy lifting. But even though robots won't be taking over every job, they might change how individuals think about work altogether. For example, in the construction industry, a robot like Star One could help speed up the building process, but it won't replace architects, engineers, or the skilled workers who put the final touches on a building. Instead, the focus might shift to new types of jobs that are not even available yet. People will need to learn how to manage and maintain robots like Star One. This could lead to a whole new industry of robot caretakers, trainers, and repair experts. But is Star One's entry into the workforce smooth sailing? Not entirely. There's a lot of debate about whether society is ready for humanoid robots in workplaces. There are concerns about safety, ethics, and how robots will fit into existing social structures. Could robots like Star One displace workers in areas that rely on human interaction, like retail or customer service? The answer is unclear, but what's certain is that a balance will need to be found between using robots and keeping jobs that rely on human creativity, empathy, and decision-making. Star One is not just a machine, it's a peek into the future. It has amazed the world, changed how people think about robots, and made big countries like the US pay attention. What's clear is that Star One has pushed everyone to think bigger and work harder. It's not just China that has a lot to gain. The whole world could benefit if robots like Star One are used wisely. One thing is certain, Star One has started a new chapter in the story of robots, and the world will be watching every step of the way, and that's just the beginning. What comes next? No one knows, but it's going to be exciting. Before you go, we want to hear from you. When Eugene Levy grabbed the microphone and started to cry profusely at John Candy's funeral, everyone wondered what suddenly happened to him. Many attributed this outburst of emotion to their beautiful old friendship, while others suspected that Eugene knew something the world didn't know.
John was, he was a sweetheart. He was truly one of the funny guys, naturally funny. He was great. He was great at Second City.
Now, Eugene Levy has come out with a very shocking revelation about John. What did he say, and why should it be regarded as important? Join us as we explore Eugene Levy's unusual relationship with John Candy and the new revelation. The unexpected revelation. Anyone who knew John Candy in his lifetime would agree that the young man was incomplete without his friend, Eugene Levy. Their connection was more than just work and Hollywood. It was personal. In fact, countless times Eugene has affirmed that the loss of John has left a gap in his life, a gap so deep that no one else would ever be able to fill. Eugene believed that John passed away rather too soon.
Good evening. Some stories we're following. Tributes pour in for one of Canada's most famous entertainers. John Candy is dead at the age of 43.
But that's not even half of the gist. Eugene has just come out with a deeper and shocking revelation about John Candy. This revelation will definitely leave you on the edge of your seat, so brace yourself. Eugene shared that John Candy lived his life as a big-hearted guy. He had this natural way of being funny that seemed to just come out of him effortlessly. Whether on the Second City stage or in his unforgettable movie roles, he always stood out. Eugene believed that what made his friend special was how his real personality came through in everything he did. Everyone always noticed his charm, and it really stuck with anybody who came in contact with him. Even with his growing success, Eugene believes that there was always a shadow that haunted John from his childhood days. It was a sad shadow that never entirely left him, regardless of anywhere he was. By 1976, John had become a household name in Canada, especially in his role in comedy sitcoms. His characters like Johnny LaRue and William B. Williams made audiences laugh.
It's time for Cooking with LaRue. Fast recipes for limited budgets with Chef Johnny LaRue.
Hi, I'm Johnny LaRue, as you already know.
Still behind the humor, there was a quiet sadness that never seemed to fade. John's humor was a gift, but it was also a shield, something to keep the world from seeing the heartache he still carried from losing his father so young. While Hollywood took notice of his talent in the late 70s, and John made his way into American films, at his core, he still missed his father and still carried that pain with him. Throughout the 80s, John became a familiar face in Hollywood, being one of the funniest and kindest actors in the business. Friends would say he was the life of the party, but there were moments when he would go quiet and lost in his thoughts. He was said to always wonder what his dad would have thought about his success if he were alive. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, his health was catching up with him. The same heart disease that took his father at 35 cast a dark cloud over John's own life. He had several risk factors for heart disease, including a family history of early heart problems. His dad had passed away from a heart attack way too young, and John could sense it was his time too.
John Candy had a history of binge eating and extreme dieting, but remained severely obese throughout most of his adult life. However, there are reports that there was another aspect of John's life that can also have a devastating effect on the heart.
To be fair, John Candy had a pretty good run in his career. In 1987, he made a big move in his career, teaming up with Steve Martin in the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, a film written and directed by John Hughes. The film clicked with people, getting a lot of praise and raking in almost $50 million at the US box office. But yet again, underneath all the laughs, Eugene Levy believes that John felt the heavy expectations and stress that come with being successful and wasn't entirely over the moon with the excitement. While some of his friends would agree that some of his projects hit the mark, others like Eugene feel like his projects were a mixed bag. John Candy had flops like A Speed Zone and Uncle Buck in 1989. Those films were hits, but failed to do well in the box office comparatively with other films that year. In 1991, he was in Only the Lonely, a movie that got good reviews, but also fell flat at the box office. His stint in Nothing But Trouble went on the infamous flop list alongside Delirious and Once Upon a Crime, which added to his load. Despite the flops, and looking back on his career, he seemed to long for more chances. Sadly, unfinished projects haunted him. John was meant to play Ignatius J. Reilly in a movie adaptation of The Confederacy of Dunces, but it never happened. It was almost like fate was cruel to him. He was a fantastic comedian, but maybe not so lucky. At one point, he was considered for a role in the remake of The Last Holiday, but that part went to Queen Latifah. There was also talk of him starring in a comedy with John Hughes and Sylvester Stallone called Bartholomew vs. Nee, but those plans faded too. Even in animated movies, they wrote roles for him in the Red Feather movie, the Turkey movie, and Pocahontas, but they all got cut after he passed. John's career was filled with joy and love, but the shadows of loss were always there.
People who are movie stars from different generations. The younger, of course, is John Candy, and Maureen O'Hara has made 56 motion pictures, including all-time classics like The Quiet Man and Miracle on 34th Street.
Amidst this storm, however, John Candy shared his life with his lovely wife, and they had 2 kids together, Christopher Michael and Jennifer Ann. He was a devoted Roman Catholic, finding comfort in his faith through life's ups and downs. Living in Brentwood, Los Angeles, he loved the sunshine and hanging out with friends, but more importantly, he loved Eugene Levy so much. The two of them shared so much bond, love, and even secrets that no one else knew about. You might wonder why these two were so close. The similarities in their backgrounds and upbringing will leave you shocked. The unusual connection of John and Eugene. Although they were born into different families and grew up in different localities, Eugene Levy and John Candy's lives mirror each other in a way that amazes one. Eugene Levy grew up in a modest Jewish family in downtown Hamilton, Ontario. His mom, Rebecca, was a homemaker, while his dad, Joseph, worked as a foreman at an auto plant. He had siblings, Fred and Barbara. His family background was poor, with his mom coming from Glasgow and his dad's safari roots returning to Spain and Bulgaria. Life wasn't always a walk in the park, but those experiences shaped him into the man he became. While at Westdale Secondary, Eugene was known not for his comedy skills, but for being a leader. He was the student council president. Later at McMaster University, he discovered his love for film, serving as vice president of the McMaster Film Board, a student film group. Just like his friend, John Candy, on the other hand, was born on October 31, 1950 in Toronto, but grew up in Newmarket, Ontario. His upbringing was modest, shaped by the working-class roots of his Catholic family. Life wasn't always easy, and it soon became even more difficult when John was just 5 years old. His father, Sidney, passed away from heart complications at the age of 35. The loss left a void that John would carry with him for the rest of his life. John's mother of Polish descent worked hard to raise him and his siblings. Their tiny home at 27 Woodville Avenue in East York held memories both sweet and painful, but it was a place where John's kind and gentle spirit began to form. He was a boy with big dreams, but life had its way of throwing hurdles. In high school, John excelled in football, dreaming of a career as a professional player. However, a knee injury crushed that dream. Those close to him have even testified to how John had always thought football was him, but sometimes life has other plans. After the injury, John's life took a different turn. He enrolled at Centennial College, planning to study journalism, but something inside him pulled him toward the arts. He found solace in acting, and soon it became his passion. He moved on to McMaster University, where he fully embraced his new path. In 1971, John landed a small role in a play called Creeps Film, a humble beginning that would spark a long and beloved career. He began appearing in small roles on Canadian TV shows and films, working hard for every part.
He's made you laugh, he's made you cry, and now he's making movies.
Background action.
Hysterical, Rich.
Hold on.
Action.
His breakthrough came in 1972 when he joined the Second City Toronto's famous improv group. That's where people first started noticing his unique comedic talent. In that same year, miraculously, Eugene's big break also came when he landed a role in the Toronto version of Godspell. What was meant to be a short show turned into a huge hit, helping not just Eugene, but also stars like Victor Garber, Andrea Martin, Gilda Radner, and Martin Short. Kick-starting their careers that period was something special, buzzing with energy and hope, but also with a bit of uncertainty. Yet it was clear these two had something special, a talent that would develop over time. Eugene, on his part, later found himself at Second City in Toronto, where his humor flourished. The two finally met during an audition for a partnership with Christopher Guest on mockumentary Like a Mighty Wind. This show let the two shine in a new way and also grew the bond between them. Eugene's career took a surprising direction in his later years when he teamed up with his son John to create a TV show, Creek. Eugene and John infused warmth, humor, and depth into their characters, and it wasn't just comedy. It was a heartfelt story about family love and redemption, sharing the screen with their kids. The Dying Days. In March 1994, tragedy struck while filming The Wagons East in Durango City, Mexico. John Candy died in his sleep at just 43 years old. The news hit everyone hard. A spokesperson said it was a heart attack, but those who knew him realized that his struggles had been building up for years. John often turned to food when stressed. John Candy's life was celebrated as a fairy tale, but the reality behind the scenes was far more complicated. He faced several issues in a mental health facility, especially with the pressures of public life and a very troubled mind. John struggled with severe depression, and his self-esteem plummeted in an environment where he often felt isolated. This part, according to Eugene Levy, was where he came into the picture. He knew that John was going down the mental hole, and he felt the best he could do for a friend was to present him with a space of peace. That's not all. As John Candy's dying days began to knock more profusely, his friendship with Eugene Levy grew more and more, and eventually became a source of public interest. Sports was one thing the two friends loved. In 1991, they teamed up with Wayne Gretzky to own a piece of the Toronto Argonauts, a Canadian Football League team. They shook things up in the sports world, making headlines with bold moves like signing NFL star Raghib Ismail. They were always seen together with their families during games. Until today, their roles in Steven Spielberg's 1941 movie remain historic for anyone who knew the two friends. Their performance was the talk of the town, but more importantly, John's presence on screen caught people's attention. John Candy was the lovable, big-hearted guy on screen, the kind you couldn't help but root for. He had a way of making you laugh and feel simultaneously. In all of this, Eugene saw him as a friend, not a competitor. The encounter has left many Instagram users buzzing with excitement, with comments flooding in expressing awe and admiration for the fortunate fans. One user gushed about how lucky Aditya and his friends were to have met his favorite star, while another lamented that she has been waiting for years to meet him, but to no avail. All in all, the commenters were all thrilled to see their favorite star being so friendly with fans and couldn't wait for when it would be their turn. Actors and famous people alike have been rumored to always keep their fans at arm's length regardless of the situation. Some fans have been lucky enough to get an autograph or have the star walk into their picture frame at just the right time. But not many have had the kind of experience Aditya and his friends had when they met Tom Cruise in London. The actor's affection towards them has not only earned him more followers and admirers, but his fans have started to see him in a different light. Not as someone they didn't stand a chance with or someone inaccessible like other celebrities, but as someone they look forward to meeting either accidentally like Aditya or intentionally. But it seems like Aditya and his pals haven't been the only ones to have such a nice encounter with the famous Tom Cruise. Here's where things start to get interesting. In the glittering world of Hollywood, there are few stars as adored and sought after as the charismatic Tom Cruise. With a global fan base spanning continents, admirers often go to great lengths to glimpse their favorite celebrities. From globe-trotting to enduring long hours of waiting, these enthusiasts spare no effort to meet their idols in person.
Genuine fans, it would seem, cheering, screaming, waiting for hours just for a glimpse of Hollywood superstar Tom Cruise.
Getting a glimpse of these stars, or hopefully a picture, was a good enough reward for the lengthy hours of wait. However, at the highly anticipated premiere of Mission Impossible 7, one passionate woman had an unforgettable encounter with her lifelong crush, Tom Cruise. The star-studded event became the backdrop for a heartwarming moment that mesmerized both Cruise and the fans. The woman, at Grace_TRX, an Instagram user, took to Instagram to share a video of her speaking to Tom Cruise and expressing her admiration for him. In the video, she can be seen standing on the opposite side of the barricade at the red carpet of the premiere, waiting for her turn to meet the actor. When she finally got a chance to interact with the actor, she first of all gave him her heartfelt wishes on his birthday. When that was out of the way, she warmly greets the actor before revealing that her mother had a crush on Tom Cruise 30 years ago and playfully admits that she shares the same admiration for the actor. Upon hearing this, Cruise responded in a light-hearted and jesting manner, telling her he hopes her dad is okay with both his wife and daughter having a crush on him. Cruise's humorous reply has gone viral on social media, earning the actor more points for being friendly and easygoing. The internet is excited, as people can't get enough of his witty retort as he blushes at the comments made by the woman. Since being shared, the post has garnered an impressive 2.8 million views and received 4.7 likes. What if robots become smarter than humans? How will they change our jobs, our homes, and our world? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen and you will enjoy it.